walking down the street, and I had blood all over me, and there was calls coming into the police station about somebody walking around town. It was like a neighboring town, and doing weird stuff and running up to people with a knife, I think. And I was like making weird movements, trying to kill the demons that I couldn't see, that I thought were there. That after doing that, I thought I would be like allowed to go to whatever next phase I was supposed to go to. So they found me, and they were going to 5150 me. So that's a mental health hold. When they see you and you're acting crazy and you can't take care of yourself, they put you in a crazy place instead of going to jail. And then they saw all the blood on the car, and they knew that there was recently a body found, so then they arrested me on suspicion of murder. So at the time, I went and was interviewed by a detective. Well, first they took me to the hospital. They took my clothes, and in the hospital, I was like making weird movements whenever they weren't looking at me. I was trying to kill the demons again that I couldn't see. I'm doing all these crazy like karate moves. And so they made a note of that. And then when I got to the police station and I'm being interviewed, whenever they would leave the room, I would do these crazy things, and make all these weird movements. And then they would come back and I wasn't doing that. So later that I found that out. And then she asked me some questions. She asked me if I knew what happened, and I said no. I lied at that time because I was still in a world where this was a crime. I knew that, and so I didn't want to be in trouble. But I knew that I still had my own beliefs that like I had to do it or whatever, and it was the right thing to do. So later they found me like that morally what I did was right, but I knew it was wrong because I lied to the police about it. So I told her that I wasn't involved in it and I didn't know what happened. And she asked me if my husband knew her, and I was like, no, not at all. They thought it was a love triangle at first, and like that the girl was involved with my ex-husband. And I go, no, he only dates black girls. And she goes, well, I never said what color the girl was. And I said, okay. You know, she felt like that she had caught me in a lie or something at that point, but I was so out of it. She's asking me questions and I had no idea, like, half the answers. I was just making things up because I didn't know in the state I was in. And then I was like, so you're really going to arrest me for this? And she said, yes, I am. And then I said I wanted a lawyer. Then I said I should probably have a lawyer then. And she kept questioning me. And until someone came in and stopped her and was like, she asked for a lawyer, you have to stop. So apparently there was other people watching the interview because this guy came in. And then they took pictures of me, and they took pictures of my hands and my knees. Yeah, they took pictures of my hands and my knees. And then took me to jail, and I just slept in jail. I thought that I was supposed to kill myself, and that was the only way I was able to get out and get to the next phase of what I was supposed to be doing. So I was trying to swallow plastic, and that wasn't working. And they caught me one time, I think, and they were like, what are you doing? And I was like, nothing. And they had me meet with the mental health people, and I told them exactly what I was thinking. You know, I think that I'm a god and that I have to go on this mission and kill a demon. And they wrote it all down, and the lady just kept coming to see me. And eventually, like, they put me on meds. And were helping me. I was in a cell with like one other person. Eventually, at first they had me alone, and they wouldn't let me in general population. They just had me like up in the bubble, they call it. It's secluded, and I would meet with the mental health people like every day, and just the same questions. Like they never really asked me if I did. I took the deal for prison.
So the mental hospital wasn't on a deal? It wasn't a deal?
No.
It wasn't an option?
No, they didn't want me. No, they didn't want me to go to the mental hospital. Everyone thinks when you go to a mental hospital, it's essentially like getting out and you'll be free soon. And the DA never wants people to go to the mental hospital. That's what I had to fight for in trial. If I would have gone to trial, I would have been fighting for a mental hospital for the NGI plea, not guilty by reason of insanity.
Oh, but the deal they gave you was to either take one of those two?
Yeah. So I took the 15 to life with the 5 ran concurrent, and I already go to board because they gave me a date when I got here. So I go to board in 2030. So that's a lot quicker than I thought.
Do you have to take any classes right now, or when do you?
I'm waiting. I'm on a wait list to get into the self-help groups, the classes, the programs, the workshops, all that stuff that I have to do for board. I just 602'd it, which is like a grievance because it's taking me so long to get in these classes, and I'm the one who needs them. I'm a new lifer, and they're not putting me in these groups. So, yeah, I just wrote a grievance about that to try to get me up on the ladder, so I won't have to wait so long.
Are they cool with you when you ask questions or when you go to them for stuff?
Say that again.
They cool with you when you ask for stuff?
Yeah, it's a lot better than county jail. I was in a racist county jail, very small, racist little place.
When you went to the last part of it, like the victim impact statement, did you have to go to that?
Yeah, that was hard. That was very difficult. I almost fainted on my lawyer. I felt lightheaded and stuff, so he held me up for part of it.
About the father part, yeah, because I read somewhere that he was, I think, because his wife had died or whatever, and he was saying that she probably died from a broken heart or whatever.
Yeah, it was my fault, and.
And something that they made a big deal about it, and I don't know if you paid attention to it or you saw it, but why did he have a Black Lives Matter shirt on, or did you notice that, or?
I think so. I was like, "Oh, that's nice of him."
Okay, that's the reason why I asked that, because that's what made me look. Because when I first read about your thing, I was like, "Well, hold on." Because when I looked at your picture, you didn't look black. I know you mixed, but then I was like, "Well, let me just see." I was like, "I know she didn't kill no black girl." I was like, "Let me go see." Then that victim was white. I was like, "What the fuck did that have to do with anything?" But then I just was reading like different comments and stuff like that. But that's what stood out like to me.
Yeah, he's odd. But he did lose a child, and I wanted to give him the respect that was due. And he kept trying to address me in the courtroom, which you can't do. And then I allowed the judge to go ahead and let him address me. But yeah, they were also saying that it was my fault that her mother passed away. They're hurt, so I'm a target, and that's okay. I understand.
And so to me, it like the whole thing, it seemed like they, because I know what it's like to be like out of your mind or whatever, and it is like I said, there's celebrities that have medicine, they don't take their medicine, it makes them out of their mind. So it seemed like they are punishing you for like being on drugs, because that's what drugs did to you, right?
Yeah.
And how long did it take?
Yeah,
It took the whole year for you to be just like, you fine now, or that voice never came back?
no, it never came back. I was dealing with it for that whole year, and then I mean, I'm not going to say like a year precisely, but maybe like a year and a half, and it just sort of faded, and then I was just sort of in jail alone, you know, dealing with the repercussions of this, and yeah,
So what?
yeah, but
Uh-huh.
go ahead.
No, no, go what you was about to say.
Oh, I was just going to say they definitely. They were trying to prove that I was sane and that I did this as a sane person just because I'm sadistic. That was their whole case. But it just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. The only thing that makes real sense, like my lawyer said, is like the story that I'm giving you, you know, because I didn't know this person. I had no ill will towards her.
Damn, is that that's the only 30 minutes we got?
Yeah.
Dang.